Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Bugcatcher D-Law, bringing you another One Piece live reaction to chapter 1033. Without any further ado, I'm just going to hop right into it. I'm going to bring up the cover panel. We have One Piece chapter 1033, Shimosutsuki Kozaburo is the name of the chapter. And for the cover panel, we have the reader's request, Tashigi dressed as a bad guy getting defeated by baby penguins playing heroes. And we have a bunch of baby penguins that are dressed up, capes. They got like a little mask on their face as well. They got toy cardboard swords, and they're beating up on Tashigi, who is pretending to be like a little shark villain. She has like a little shark on her head. And we have Smoker, obviously, 2 cigars in his mouth, just puffing it and blowing it down in the background like a G. Alright, we're gonna get started on the chapter. We pick up where we left off with the Zoro and King fight, so that's good that we're picking back up there. And it's outside the Skull Dome, Zoro vs. King. "Enma!" screams Zoro. "Who gave you permission to unleash your power?" says Zoro to his sword, and it looks like it's trying to draw the haki out of Zoro's arm like we saw it do before. "What's wrong? Having an argument?" says King as he charges towards Zoro. "Huh?" In a split second, King's right in front of Zoro's face. "What do you think you're doing?" Um, It looks like Zoro throws a stab right in King's chest. "Jackpot," says King. A huge explosion. So we get to see them clash. Zoro stabs him in the stomach, and then just like there's an explosion. So I don't know if he had like dynamite strapped to his chest or what the hell's going on, but it's so hard to figure out what the hell's going on with King right now. I'm literally just as confused as Zoro is. Alright, we're switching over to Sanji and Queen's fight, which is honestly what I'm more worried about. Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower, Skull Dome. Mwahahaha. "That was Pirate Hunter on the snail just now, wasn't it?" "Trust me, he can't beat King," says Queen. "That guy's a remnant of the extinct Lunarans, a monster capable of surviving in any natural environment," says Queen. "In the distant past, his people were known as gods. Then why would they have died out?" says Sanji. "You want to know? Go ask a history book," says Queen as he charges up a laser to shoot out of his mouth right at Sanji. We're going back to the Zoro and King fight. "That was close. I'd be dead if I hadn't put my armament haki up in time," says Zoro. "But how's he still alive? He blew himself up. One sword style. Death Lion song," as he puts a slice straight down King's chest and up his face. So just like vertically straight down his body. What I'm starting to think is that the Lunarans are fire itself. They can turn like we've seen Ace's power, like something like Ace's power, but it's not a devil fruit ability. That's just their race. They are flame people. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to keep reading and see what happens. Queen's up close, right in Zoro's face. Doesn't look like any scratch or anything was left from the attack that he just took. And he's right behind Zoro, getting ready to use that slingshot beak that he has again. He's not phased at all, says Zoro. Imperial? deep pride as he lets his beak slingshot towards Zoro again. But that last one was a way better attack. Wait, Enma, stop. Not now. Enma's just trying to like I guess the sword it just has a mind of its own and it's trying to do things and Zoro doesn't want to let it. Steak. Ooh, looks like Zoro got hit right in the side of his chest. So he just literally got wrecked. He got hit. He did get hit. It wasn't a fucking blow right through his chest, but it did hit the side of him. He's definitely going to be messed up. A swordsman held back by his own sword. That's a new one, says King. Kitsu, you already wield Kitsu 3. That is one of mine. What? Really? This sword's bewitched. Are you a fool? I can't sell that sword if you died. It'd be like I killed you myself. I'll take it. So we're going all the way back to when Zoro lost his first sword and ended up getting the one from the guy, I believe in Logtown. And they're saying that it was made by Wano. It was made in Wano. That the guy that gave Enma to Zoro made the sword one of the swords he's wielding. You're going to die just to save your sword, says King, as he's flying down towards Zoro. That felt hot. Ugh. So when he got stabbed by the beak, he even said it felt hot. Oh God, you didn't fall off. Wado Ichimonji. Sensei, may I have her sword? I suppose so. I'll have to keep the promise for both of us. I'm going to become such a great master swordsman that my name will be known even in heaven, says Zoro. It's a flashback of him talking to his teacher from the East Blue. It must be some twist of fate. You see, that white blade Wado Ichimonji and Enma were both crafted by the same man, the blacksmith Shimosutsuki Kuzenboro. It all came so sudden. It wasn't putting I wasn't putting it together. Why would there be a famous katana of Wano in some tiny village of the East Blue? Imperial slings and arrows. King still raining down attacks on Zoro. Do you have all 3 swords yet? Enma. Enma still draining haki from Zoro's arm. Zoro, I was told not to say Sanachi. It's just something the old guy in my village told me. I've never said it before. I've never said it myself before. The old man was always sitting there at the coast, and I never knew his name. It wasn't until the day he died that I learned he was Kuina's grandpa, the blacksmith Shimosutsuki Kozumboro. He broke the laws and left the land of Wano 50 years ago. 13 years ago, East Blue, Zoro's hometown. Frost Moon, Shikosutsuki Village. Yes, Sunachi. It is a magic word that summons strength to your heart. Well, that sounds weird. I don't need it. Anyway, old man, is it true you used to be a samurai? Everybody at the dojo was saying it. Well, Hush up about it, or the Navy will come and invade the village. The Navy? Why? None of your business. That's why. Get lost. Sheesh, fine, stubborn old fart. Zoro goes back to training. Is the dojo boring to you? I lost to Kuina again. I need more practice. What? But I can't pay for these. I'm giving 'em to you. Trust me, they're crap. It's the only thing I seem to be able to forge anymore. Use 'em for practice if you want. Listen closely. So he's saying the only thing he can forge now is crap. Listen closely. A sword's like a kitchen knife, but for murder. They'll they're created to kill people, and a blacksmith hones his craft so that his weapons are better at killing than any other. Yikes, says Zoro. His sword has its own potential personality. A swordsman must master it and bend it to his will. You think a dangerous sword is cursed? No, that's the sign of great quality. When the weak fear a sword and call it cursed, that is a badge of honor. They should be frightening. They're meant to cause terrible harm. There was one blade I crafted when I was a young man. It was the greatest weapon I ever made. Its disposition was deadly serious. Just holding it in your hand sent a shiver down your spine. So I gave that masterpiece the name of the king who watches over hell, the king of the underworld, Enma. Zoro's remembering all this shit. We're getting a huge flashback right now, a Zoro flashback. My village is named for Sutsuki. Was it not a coincidence after all? Did you know our village was built by pirates? That's what my grandpa said. The blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozumburo, he broke the laws and left this land over 50 years ago. So the old man was a samurai of Wano. The blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozumburo. A great blade can see into you. It chooses only the swordsman whose best suits it. A sword chooses its wielder, he remembers that the swordsman says to him from Logtown. It came to me. It chose me, so it could test me. A sword is honest and direct, not wicked. Yes, it's true. It was my strength that was lacking. Does this mean that, even with so much Haki being drained away, Odin wielded you as though you were light as a feather, Enma? Look, it's Pirate Hunter, and there's King. Let's outtake him. Let's take him out, sir. I could really use the promotion. How should I stabilize my Haki then, if I have to keep excluding it at this level? It'll kill me. But no, that's perfect. Looks like everybody falls. They're like foaming at the mouth. I see. So you intend to be so you intend to be a king then? What? The world's greatest swordsman. That's great. And it's fitting. Since your new boss is going to be the king of pirates, anything else would make me look bad. That's right. I've got a promise to keep to my captain and my best friend, says Zoro. End of chapter. Alright. This shit was lit. This flashback that we get of Zoro is incredible, and there's so much shit going on. There's so much information that's getting dumped in this entire chapter. So I'm going to do a quick review for everybody. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to hop back on and read the next one as well. So there is that as well. I will read the next chapter tomorrow. I'm going to try and get caught back up again. So we start off getting to see Zoro and King's fight again, and Zoro seems to be having problems controlling the Haki output with Enma, and Enma seems to have a mind of its own, which we find out that it does. All swords have personalities, and they all have their own mindset. So we see Zoro's having problems. King has the upper hand in this fight. We find out that King is a Lunaran. We get a little backstory on them. We should end up finding more out. We just know that that Queen said, let's see here, his people were known as gods, and the guy is a remnant of the extinct Lunarans. That's all the information we really got. I'm thinking that Sanji is also a Lunaran as well. We'll find out in further chapters. We get to see Zoro land one good blow, Death Lion Song, but it does nothing to to King, and I'm thinking that it's because most of his body or is made up of flames, or he can turn his body to flame at will, kind of similar to Ace, and that's just the race that he's from. That's just what Lunarans are. That's what I'm assuming until they reveal otherwise. So now we get to start seeing the good stuff in the chapter, the meat and potatoes. We get to start seeing Zoro's flashback. He remembers when he had to get a new sword, and he talked to the guy in Log Town, and he remembers that conversation very clearly. Then he remembers talking to his master and how he wanted to take the Wano Ichimonji for himself. We find out that the Wano Ichimonji and Enma were made both by the same person, and that was the person that fled from Wano 50 years ago. It wasn't Zoro's master, but it was his father, Kawina's grandfather. And he made Kawina's sword, and he made Enma, which Zoro has both of them. Yeah, so the old man, they reveal his name, that it is going to be, where was it again? Shimosutsuki Kozaburo. So he's the sword maker from Wano that came to East Blue. And he gets into detail talking about how every sword has a personality, and there's no sword that is actually a cursed sword. It's just the personality of the sword and the reputation of the sword itself that send shivers down people's spine, that make people assume that it's cursed. And if people assume that about a sword, then it means that it was a great crafted sword. If it instills fear into somebody, that it's doing its job. Swords are meant to kill, is what he says. And yeah, we end the chapter with Zoro saying that he's going to keep his promise to his captain and his best friend Kawina, that he will become the world's greatest swordsman. And that's the end of the chapter. It doesn't say that there's a break, which I said I'm going to be reading and reviewing, doing a live reaction to the next chapter tomorrow as well. And I'm going to get caught back up and start doing the chapter readings, try and start doing them every Monday again. But there was a lot of stuff to unload in this chapter. All around it was amazing. Super cool backstory, super cool flashback with Zoro. I knew that he was going to have to eventually get something. It's not a lot, but I knew he was going to get some other type of backstory because it is Wano and the land of the samurais, and of course Zoro being the swordsman, we're going to have to get to see some new type of stuff from him. But honestly, these fights look so good, the king and queen fights, and I can't wait to see them animated. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and can't wait any longer. Like, it's just going to be so good. The fights are going to be amazing. The animation's going to be so good. And if you guys haven't read this chapter yet, definitely go read it because the panels are drawn phenomenally. Like I said, there's a lot of information to intake as well, and all around it was a good chapter. I'd give it like, I don't know, I'd say it's like a 9 out of 10. I think it's a really good chapter. Um, so until tomorrow, talk to you guys later. Definitely like the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the subscribe button for me. I greatly appreciate it. If you are already subscribed to the channel and want to know anytime I come out with any further content, any new videos, hit the notification bell. You'll get a notification every single time I drop a new video or go live or I'm streaming, any type of stuff like that. So until next time, peace out, you guys. See ya.